Hello, students. How are you all? So, now today, the topic what we are going to start that is active and passive voice. And I can say one thing about it that this is the path to effective writing. Means, if you know both the voices, then you can leave a good impression of your handwriting, of your writing on others. So, now let's start the topic. First of all, before we start the topic, let's try to understand that what is exactly a voice. Voice is the form a verb takes to indicate whether the subject of the verb performs or receives the action. Means the main subject of the sentence is doing the work, means is taking part in that action what is being taking place in the sentence, or the subject is receiving the action, means the action is taking place on that person. There are, on the basis of that, we can say that there are two types of voices. First is active voice, and second is passive voice. What is active voice? Active voice exactly indicates that the subject of the verb is acting, means doing the work. The subject of the sentence or the subject of the verb exactly is taking part in that action what is taking place in the sentence. It means our subject is active, and whenever exactly the subject is doing, means it's acting, the verb in such sentences that is to be said, that is active voice. For example, like if we see, then we can see that the given examples will be telling us that how exactly our subject is doing the work or is acting in these sentences. Now just see and understand that. If I just read the first sentence, the dog jumped onto the boy. So first of all, we need to see that what action exactly is taking place in this sentence. That is jump. So and who's doing that work? That is dog. It means the dog exactly is performing the action jump. So it means what is the subject in this sentence? That is dog, and it is performing the action. And when the dog exactly is performing the action, it means the dog exactly is doing this work. So we can say it means our subject is active. Why? Because it is doing the work, it is taking part in that action what is exactly happening in the sentence. And when the person exactly or the thing, when it is taking part in that action what is happening in the sentence, it means he is active, it is active. And when exactly this subject is active, then the voice automatically will be active. If we see the next example, Christy will give a book report to the class. So what action exactly is being taking place in this sentence? Give. And who is going to perform this action? Christy. It means Christy will be taking part in this action. And when the person is taking part, then how you will be just calling him active? So definitely this voice exactly or this type of sentence will be active sentence or active voice. Passive voice then. Then second type of voice. In the passive voice sentences, the subject and the object flip flop, means they interchange their places. What happens? The subject of the active sentence, it becomes object, and the object of active sentence becomes subject. And then in this case, the subject, now the new subject of passive voice, it receives the action. It means the action exactly is being taking place now on that subject. And because that action exactly is being taking place on that subject, so this voice exactly will be called passive voice. Now see that example. If you see now these examples carefully, then you would better understand that. In that previous sentence, the dog was jumping. Here see now, the boy was jumped on by the dog. Again in the sentence now, who is going to jump? Dog. But the subject exactly is that boy. It means this boy exactly is not performing the action. Rather, it is receiving that action. And because this boy exactly or the subject exactly is receiving the action, so this voice exactly will be passive. A book report will be given by Christy to the class. So again, who is going to give the book report? Christy. But the subject in this sentence is a book report. So it means again in this sentence, if we see that this subject is not performing, rather the action exactly is being performed on it. So that's why this voice is passive voice. So definitely whenever exactly, it means in whichever the sentences the subject is not taking part in any action, so he or she or it automatically will become passive. And when the subject is not taking part in any action, the voice will be passive. And whenever that subject exactly is taking part in that action, the voice will be active. Now, reasons to use that active voice. Why exactly we use active voice? Mostly writers, they prefer exactly, or the people exactly, to write the sentences in active voice because it is more direct. Means whatever exactly you want to say directly, it's easily it's easy to understand for others. We use active voice. So this is the main reason exactly. The waiter dropped the tray of food. So it means now here we know that who dropped this tray. But suppose I say the tray of the food was dropped. So suppose I say this sentence, the tray of food was dropped, then it's not clear that who dropped, or somewhere we don't want to emphasize on that doer. Then also we use passive voice. So exactly we use active voice because it is more direct. When we use passive voice in journal, if we see that a passive voice is less direct, it means whenever exactly you don't want to make it very much clear that who's performing the action, then we use passive voice. Somewhat we can say if we want to be polite, then we use passive voice because it is less forceful. And we can say less concise than the active voice. We use passive voice when you don't know, or you don't want to reveal the performer of an action. For example, as I told you in the previous example, in the active sentence, we say the waiter dropped the tray. It means I am just speaking direct, that he exactly dropped the tray. But if I just talk about that passive, if I don't want to exactly reveal, means if I don't want you to know that who dropped the tray, then what I'll do, I will use this passive voice. The tray was dropped. And when I say the tray was dropped, then you don't know that who dropped exactly the tray. So whenever we don't want to reveal exactly, or we don't want you to know that who performed the action, then we use passive voice. How exactly we just construct or we make exactly that active voice or passive voice? Now see the rule. First of all, if we just talk about that active voice, what we do, we first of all use subject, means doer, after this verb, and after this object. See now that example. Cat eat fish. If I am just talking about exactly that the cat eats the fish. If you just see now this example, what happens, as I told you, that in passive voice, the object of that active voice, it becomes subject, and the subject of active voice becomes object in passive voice. Now see that example. First of all here, that it means then what will be the rule exactly of making passive voice? It will be this now. Subject. Subject means the object of this active voice will be coming as a subject. After this, be, then V3, or we can say the past participle. And now see that example. Fish is eaten by cat. So this would be the rule exactly. If you see now some other examples, you just now go through these, read only them. Later we will discuss about these rules. Now you just once go through these active voice and passive voice rule. Should take will be changed into passive voice, should be taken, can take, can be taken, could take, could be taken, may take, may be taken. Okay, you just go through them. Then later on we will discuss these rules. Simple present, take will become is taken, takes are taken. In this way, these examples, you just go through them. See, this is the past rule and this is future rule. So you can just go through them once. What happens exactly? What are the common rules of making an active sentence into passive sentence? First of all, bring the object first. Means whatever the object is there in active sentence, like as I told you earlier, that change the positions of subject and object. Now choose correct be verb. Means according to the sentence or according to the tense, we have to change the be verb form. Change verb into participle. We can say that verb exactly will be changed into past participle, means V3, as you can see in that picture also. Now after this, add by plus subject. Now see, she helps him. So what we will do, him we will be just bringing first and we will be changing it into he, because the sentence exactly is in present. So the be be will be changed into is. Helps, past participle, means V3, helped by her. So now see that he is helped by her. Now see that example. Look now properly at this statement. Ram killed Ravan. This is in past tense. So now see, Ram is subject, killed is the verb, and Ravan is object. So now what will happen? This object will come first and it will become now subject. Now was. Why we are using was here? Because this killed exactly, this sentence exactly is in past indefinite. So be will be changed into was. Past participle, killed, and we have to use by before subject, and now subject Ram. So the sentence will be Ram killed Ravan in active voice, and its passive voice will be Ravan was killed by Ram. See some more examples. She helps him. As we just told earlier, it means him will be coming first and will become he. He, because the sentence is in present, is, helps, third form, helped. Now we have to use by before the subject, by, and she will become her. So he is helped by her. Now I am buying a pen. So now the pen exactly will be just becoming subject. A pen, because the sentence is in continuous, so is, be will be changed into is, and because that am is there, so now according to the new subject, what will be happening? This is will be used here because now our subject exactly is singular, and because this sentence exactly in the continuous form, then what we have to do? We have to use ing with that be. So the a pen is being, and third past participle of by, that is bought by me. The a pen is being bought by me. Now see that next example. Someone is following us. So what we have to do? We have to now bring this us in starting, and we have to make it we, because the continuous sentence is there. So what we have to do, according to the new subject, now we have to use helping verb are, and because the sentence exactly is in continuous form, then we have to use ing with be. So we are being, and third form of main verb, followed. We are being followed. Okay, and if you just want, then you can use by someone. So this is exactly the rule. What you do, just go through exactly once more the video and just read the rules properly. Once again, you would better understand. Thank you. Have a nice day.